As we see one man fall, let's see how far another man rose. What's up guys, Alfonso here, and here we are to do a breakdown and live reaction and review to chapter 240 of Blue Lock, which is known as Triple Jump Up. Now, obviously with the end of Ubers, it comes one thing, and that's the price changes. And obviously the post-game stuff, but mainly the price changes. We got a bunch of post-game stuff last chapter in terms of character work and stuff like that. So I think this chapter is going to be all about the business. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get standing on business. Editing me. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? Well, Hunter here. Fun facts. I have it on me, and I keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact. This is Peak Lock, aka Peak every week until we go on break. And I cry a little inside. But, yeah, we're pre-drawing it. Obviously, last chapter ended up being straight gas. Last chapter ended up being straight gas. One of my friends watched the video, was like, of course, on the one chapter that's like probably one of your favorites in the series, you're gonna end up talking about, well, maybe it won't be peak, but I don't know. Once again, Peak Lock has been super duper consistent. The lowest I could ever give a chapter of Peak Lock, even when in moment I'm reading it, I'm like, this is a little repetitive, this is a little, and I'm not really rocking this fully. It's like a 7 out of 10. The art's always too good. The character work is always solid. Even if there's inches of plot progression, or even no plot progression, because there are some chapters that I've reviewed that have had like negative plot progression, something's always peak. The art is usually always there. It's kind of like Horikoshi. Like, I know I'm never going to open up a Peak Lock chapter and be like, oh, the art's mid. How could Nomura can't fumble? I don't know. So far, from the start of the series to now, 240 chapters. Well, I haven't read 240 yet, but 239 chapters and a whole side manga. And so far, there's not been a single bad chapter art-wise of Blue Lock. So there's that. And character-wise, there's always something to nom right on up. So obviously I got faith in Nomura and Kaneshiro Sensei. So let's not waste any more time. Let's hop into chapter 240, Triple Jump Up. Darn! Look at my son, bro. Look at my son. I still can't get over Nagi and his anti-development. This is something where I question, and you can go back to when this initially happened, where I question Kaneshiro Sensei's like goal. Like what are we doing with Nagi? Especially considering what a lot of the other teams and characters and stuff like that are doing within the Neo Egotist League. Sure, I 100% agree, and someone told me this, and then I parroted it, and I was parroted again. I do agree that the only main protagonist of each team that's specifically solely moving forward in development and not necessarily taking any major steps backwards with their corresponding development is Isagi. But Chira, once again, is reintegrating the monster, something he meant to leave behind as a part of his development, but he's bringing it back again. Obviously, Chigiri's going back in that solo runner style, which is something that got his leg broken in the first place. That's why a lot of people are theorizing Chigiri's eventually going to have a downfall of one way, shape, and or form. Obviously, you have Nagi and Reo going back to each other, you know, doing their little thing in order to become better, but that ended up leading to a regression. And even Baro, once again, he was working under a new structure. The structure started failing immediately. He immediately regressed. The only person who's consistently just keep on his Eren type beat, keep moving forward. Well, kind of Eren, literally just keep moving forward would be Isagi. But Nagi has had the hardest, like, I don't want to say smack on the wrist, because technically all of them losing their matches is more than a smack on the wrist. It's bad for their future development as money makers, you know what I'm talking about. But in specific, Nagi, it feels like he's gotten the hardest, like, beat down. Like, it feels like Kaneshiro Sensei has specifically, like, taken something and beat the boy into the ground for his regression. Like, him not scoring a single goal is absolutely insane. Him being laid out like this, I get it. He's playing against Rin, you know, inarguably the best Blue Lock player. Like, trust me, I'm an Isagi Glazer till the day I go. I love the man. Probably now with the downfall of Nagi, my favorite character in the series. Like, I really like Isagi. But I'm not gonna be blind, even with me understanding there are very specific circumstances to why Rin was able to dominate Manshine and dominate every other game he's played, because of, you know, certain team setups or lacking team setups and stuff like that. Even still, I gotta admit, Ren seemingly right now is just better. He's gonna need to get some more of all specs. Looking at Nagi getting treated like this, bro, it's embarrassing, dog. It's embarrassing. How you gonna do that, broski? How you gonna do that? And, like, I've mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again since he's on screen. I think we're gonna spend a little time with him in this chapter. Nagi was my favorite character. Like, favorite character only in contention with, like, Isagi and, like, Rin. And then when Kaiser got introduced, Kaiser. Like, I don't know. I really like a lot of the recent cast. Whether it be Snuffy, whether it be Ness, whether it be Kaiser. I'm excited to see Loki again, though he's not necessarily too recent. But Nagi, I don't know. He's had such a hard fall off. I'm hoping, once again, due to the super long form nature of Blue Lock, I don't think this is going to be a JJK type thing where it's trying to end before 300 chapters. I don't think it's going to be a Dr. Stone type B where it's trying to end before 300 chapters. I do think Blue Lock's going to stick around for a while. I'm assuming overall Nagi is going to have a journey where it's like, okay, he had the rise and the fall, then the rise again, the hard fall, deep down to the depth, he's going to rise again. I'm very interested to see Nagi's rise again, because right now, this is embarrassing. And don't get me wrong, the Shigiri hype beast in me is loving it, because Shigiri got the goal on Rin's team of all people. PXG, arguably not arguably, the other best team in the Neo Egotist League. It beat Barcha. It beat Ubers. Admittedly, Barcha's trash defensively. Actually, wait, no, they haven't played Barcha yet. I don't think they've played Barcha yet. But they beat Ubers, but Ubers was incomplete. They didn't have a striker. I love Lorenzo, but Lorenzo wasn't backpacking on his own. And they beat Manshine here and now. So that's two big boys right there that are knocked down. They only have Barcha and BM, I do believe, left. So they're undefeated as well. So, obviously, PXG is different, don't get me wrong, but you got a team of Nagi, Reo, and Shigiri, and Nagi, you can't score a single goal. A single goal? Though, admittedly, another thing I have to give this, and the reason I'm putting an asterisk, I can't say that word to save my life, asterisk, next to Rin's victory, is the fact that Agi's likely not supporting them anymore. Remember, a big reason Manshine was so dangerous because Agi was so willing to, like, go along with Nagi and all of his ideas. He was like, yeah, sure, whatever, we'll do it. And Agi, no matter how much you want to downplay him or say he's fodder, which, admittedly, kind of, sort of, he still is a world-class player. He still had very unique abilities that he would provide to the team. And sure, maybe he's able to do things on his own, but still him supporting Nagi was another major thing that Nagi lost, along with Nagi's ego, along with any sort of drive or motivation, along with anything else. And obviously, Reo's not playing offensively anymore. He's very specifically playing to support Nagi, but if who you're supporting doesn't want to play, naturally there's going to be some fall off here. So Nagi, I worry for Broski. He better cook. Let's see. Itoshi Rin wraps up his spectacular performance with a scandalous Y'all know I got to whip out the Googler. I ain't got not a clue, nary a clue what that thing mean. Wait a minute. Ooh, wait a minute. You know, and I pride myself, like, I don't be, wow, it's the first word that pops up. Sparkling or shining brightly. Oh, wait, yeah, have you plugged into the microphone? Hold on. I need to see this for my own 2 ears. Wait, that's not even the microphone that I think about. That is the capture card. Let me see.
Scintillating.
Word of the day, folks. Scintillating. Sparkling or shining brightly. Brilliantly and excitingly clever or skillful. You all are scintillating. I want you to know that. But, with that being the case, Itoshi Rin wraps up a spectacular performance with a scintillating hat trick. With that, PXG steamrolls Manshine City 3-1. I wouldn't call that a steamroll, though. If it was 3-0, that'd be something. But Shigiri scored. Don't sleep on my boy. I wonder how that works, though. How did Rin beat Shigiri? Because presumably that had to happen, right? Like, or maybe it was like they tried to give the ball to Nagi too much, because Shigiri, as crazy as Rin specs are, he's not faster than Shigiri. Even with Loki training him, he's not faster than Shigiri. I refuse to believe it. I'm assuming Rin did something with that destroyer type ego to where he brought out Shigiri's weapon. He's like, go ahead, use that speed on me. And he did like the ultimate Omega juke, stole the ball off of him, and then scored. Let's see. Even the genius didn't stand a chance against the monster that Itoshi Rin has become. Destroying all that dares stand in his way, the monster sets his sights on his next target, Isagi. Though admittedly, once again, as much as I'm going to glaze Rin up this chapter, as much as the whole fandom isn't glazing him up, after chapter 239, remember, Nagi is heavily nerfed. Bro has no ego. We literally saw it die. And we know in Blue Lock, if you don't have any motivation, any drive, any determination behind any of your ideologies, then thusly your performance is going to drop like drastically. Like we've even seen this with star players like Baro. When that ego started to falter, bro fell off. When Isagi's ego started to falter, bro, fell off. When anybody's ego starts to falter, they fall off. It's just a natural byproduct. But that's the thing with Nagi's ego. It's not faltering, it's dead. So, like, there's no ego. Is the ego in the room with us right now? Unfortunately, it isn't. And we ain't talking Jinpachi. Thusly, I'll give Rin his credit, his due service, but, like, I don't know, broski. Though I still gotta give it. Ryo, his ego's still going strong, and so is Shigiri's. So the fact that they only got one goal off, kind of embarrassing. But let's see. And Rin is just locked into. He doesn't even care. I like that. I like that mentality though. He's like, business. It's just business, you know? I ain't really about this. Isagi, when he won, he was like, yeah! When Rin wins, he's like, yeah, of course I'd win. Bro, Rin is literally the embodiment. Just remove the smile. He is literally, nah, I'd win. Basically verbatim. But yep. Interesting though. I'm seeing certain patterns. His conditioning still needs to get better. You can see he's dripping with sweat. Obviously, he backpacked the entire team on his own, so presumably that's why. But something's got to pop up. I'm going to be, as long as we spend with Rin, I'm going to look for a weakness. Because I still am personally subscribing to the idea that BM has to go undefeated. For Isagi to be the hero, to be the leader of Blue Lock, BM has to go undefeated. He can't be trying to usurp the starring role in the midst of the World Cup arc. I think the winner of the Neo Egotist League is going to determine the future of Blue Lock. And that's gonna have to, well, it doesn't have to be Isagi, but I'm banking on it being Isagi. And for that to happen, he needs to beat Rin. He needs to beat PXG. So I'm gonna be spying out for some weaknesses because it's gonna be hard to find them. But let's see. Hey, it's LC Rin. You keep on getting stronger and stronger. Amazing. What drives you to become even stronger? Yeah, once again, bro's looking for a new reason to do things. And that's interesting, right? Because I don't know. I always wondered, right? What drives you to do things? For me, I can tell you it's the want to do more. Like, I just have an inherent desire. Why review stuff? Because I want to talk about it. Why go to work every day? Because I want to live. Because I want to be able to pay the bills. Why do anything in life? Because I desire it. But why do I desire it? What drives me to desire? I don't know. Kind of just my mentality. That's the thing. I can't even blame Nagi. Like, once again, it's kind of the difference in investment. Nagi was brought in because he was good, not necessarily because he cared about it. That's the kind of thing. Like, for an example, I know someone who was brilliant, and still are to this day. Now I think about it, they are brilliant at mathematics. They are literally like they can do calculations off the dome, complex calculations too. Not no 2 + 2, but like allow me to determine the square root of something plus something times something divided by something. They can give it to you in an instant. They are just their brain. I don't know what computer they got loaded up in there, but it's got to be some kind of fancy next level calculator up in there. But they don't care. They don't even like it. Like, they did not pursue math. They're a theater major. But they were easily one of, if not the smartest mathematician I know. Admittedly, I don't know many mathematicians, but still. The level of computational skill they had in their brain. The amount of insane, I'm telling you, work they could do mathematically on the fly. They could have been an amazing math teacher, math professor, math investigator, whatever. Any sort of thing in the field of mathematics or engineering or anything like that. They could have done that. They're a theater major. I'm not in their hustle. That's what they were passionate about. They couldn't care less about math. Specifically in our math classes, I'd ask them for help, and they'd be like, dude, I don't get why you struggle with this. And I'd be like, sorry, I'm not smart. But also, they'd be like, yeah, I don't really care about this. And I can respect that. But unfortunately for someone like Nagi, he's in a bit too deep now. So he needs to find that motivation, lest he be sent home. But then again, I think it's too late for him to be sent home. He's kind of gonna, I don't want to say he's gonna stagnate, but he's kind of just gonna flounder. He's gonna be Igaguri, which is, you have no idea how much that hurts me to say. But he's going to be Igaguri, and the reason I don't want that to happen for Nagi in particular is, once again, he was one of my favorite characters. I believe the character has so much potential, not just as a genius, but as a player. And honestly, seeing him support the U20 team is something that I believe will end up being necessary. And that's where I see Nagi's redevelopment coming. If he doesn't end up finding it next in this game against Barcha, a game against a team that's all about self-creativity and self-motivation, I'm not exactly sure where Nagi's going to go. because we need him viable for the U20. That's the main thing. A lot of people are under the assumption that after this we're going to go to like a clubs arc, and maybe we are. Once again, I need to reread, but I'm 99% sure that what's actually following this up is not a clubs arc or anything of that sort. What's following this very specific series of matches up the Neo Icarus League is the U20 World Cup. That is what's coming next. If anything, I can see a clubs arc happening after that, but in terms of what we're working towards, it's going to be that. And don't get me wrong, you can definitely formulate a solid U20 team without the utilization of Nagi Sashiro, but I do believe his addition would be very, very useful. You obviously have characters like Rin, characters like Isagi, characters like Baro, who all can fill the role of striker just fine, don't get me wrong, but I think one of the biggest people we're going to need in order to add that fluctuation, but the flexibility, the creativity, the next level ingenuity, we would need Nagi back. The only thing is we need him to discover something, so I'm glad he's actually interested in discovering something. If Nagi was truly gone, if his interest in the sport was truly non-existent, very akin to my friend with mathematics, he wouldn't be asking Rin this. He would simply be like, well, I took the L, kind of keep it pushing. But he is actually interested, which does give me hope for Nagi Sashiro in the future. So the big thing I'm very interested in is to see what Rin's response is. They'll presumably it's just going to be like, I don't know, I just want to win. Like, and to be that motivation that gets you the most, right? Like, I can tell you this. Once again, it goes back to my whole ideology. Why do you do things? Because I want to. I cannot give you a deep philosophical reason for just about anything I do. Why do you like pastries? Because they taste good. Why do you like to draw? Because it's fun. Why do you record? Because I enjoy it. Like, I'm low-key on that kind of mentality. So I'm assuming Rin's on something similar, though it's probably more pointed. Like my if you couldn't tell by the nature of my channel, how I do all my social media platforms, and I based on how I live my life, you can tell my fluctuations and interests are everywhere. But let's see what Rin has to say. Huh? You already know, idiot. To surpass Satoshi Sei and destroy Isai. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. So he's still locked in solely on that. Well, I guess that makes sense. That's the motivation. And honestly, I think that, but then again though, he's not going to hit the same slump that Nagi does. He's not going to, because Sei exists. That's a nice catch-22 that's built in there. What happened with Nagi, and the reason his ego's straight, is because the whole thing was based around getting Isagi back. He was like, man, I need the run backs. And he got the run backs, and he got the goal, and he won. And his ego was like, deuces. Because it was solely based on Isagi. Say next game, let's say I'm completely wrong about the hypothetical 4-game narrative that I've been building, and that Kaneshiro has been directly supporting, because, low-key, I am Kaneshiro if you squint at me hard enough. I'm kidding. But if you ignore the 4-game narrative, say Rin wins, say he steamrolls BM for whatever reason or another, his ego's still going to be going strong. His destroyer ego, because Sei still exists. Essentially, as he said way back when, before the U20, darn near 100, if not 100 chapters ago at this point, Blue Lock is just a stepping stone. It's not the end game. Meanwhile, for Nagi, he has such a little comprehension of the broader world that Blue Lock kind of is the end game. And Isagi was the end game. And unfortunately, even though he lost to Isagi right after he won against Isagi, it didn't matter to him, because he was like, well, I won. It's like something that I struggle with, unless it's like Kingdom Hearts, shock horror, and Bakugan Battle Brawlers for the DS, another shock horror. I kind of struggle with replaying games. It's a weird thing, right? Especially for a guy like me who does a whole bunch of retrospective stuff and rereading consistently for anime discussions and manga discussions, stuff like that, rereading, rewatching. But for some reason, I struggle to replay games. A friend of mine played Spider-Man 2 along the same time that I played Spider-Man 2. I recently beat the game. I platinumed the game, all that good stuff. 100%. I think it's the first game outside of the Kingdom Hearts series that I platinumed. And he's already replaying it before New Game Plus came out. He's like, yeah, I just want to play it again. Why not? Me, I don't know. If anything, I may not replay it when New Game Plus came out. I told myself I was going to replay Spider-Man 1 when New Game Plus came out, but I didn't even buy the DLC for that game. I don't know. And the same case may happen for Spider-Man 2, though I'm going to make a whole review on that. So that's an entirely different story for another day. But that's the idea. I can kind of understand where Nagi's coming from in that sense, where I won. Sure, new game plus ultimate difficulties right there. I could get a new experience, but kind of the same thing. I win. Okay, I'm done with it. So I can honestly see where Nagi's coming from. Nagi's, I guess, drop off in motivation is relatable to me because I see it. Admittedly in a completely different field. Once again, your boy's I have no idea where that controller is. Your boy's a gamer, but not in the same way that Nagi's a gamer. But like, I don't play football or any sort of sport competitively, so I can relate to Nagi in an indirect way. So let's see what he has to say in response to Rin's motivation that was also intrinsically tied to Nagi's motivation with the basis of Isagi. I see, but what happens when you accomplish all that? Oh, yep. Me. I wouldn't play Spider-Man 2. What happens when you beat Spider-Man 2? I don't know. Find a new game or do something else. Something along those lines. Let's see. What will you do then? Heck if I care, idiot. What kind of baby thinks about perishing when they're immediately born? Once we're born, there's only one thing to do. Survive. It doesn't matter if there is an afterlife. In my football fantasy, I dictate everything. All those who stand before me with a lukewarm attitude fall. Okay, that's a little bit interesting. All right. So there are layers to this. There's layers. It's like an onion. We got layers. So Rin sort of shares my general life philosophy, even though I agree with Nagi's completion-based video game philosophy, unless it's Kingdom Hearts or Bakugan Battle Brawlers for the DS. I've like deleted my save file on that game and 100%ed it like 5 times in my life. I'm probably going to do it again later this year because I haven't played it in a little while. I really like that game. I have no idea why. But, well, I have idea why. I greatly appreciate that game's story, even though it's super duper simple. But that's a completely separate thing. Essentially, Rin has my general ideology of like, well, even after you achieve a goal, you just got to make a new one. You just got to keep moving forward. You just got to keep pushing. Because essentially, the moment you begin to exist, you're on the clock. Time's a ticking. Rhymes are wrecking. Like, you ain't got nothing to worry about in terms of being immortal. That ain't happening. Unless you got the secret to immortality or you happen to be a different kind of species. Unless you're the immortal jellyfish, but can kind of just return to baby state after a while. Dog, you're gonna perish one way or another. Everything is, eventually. Whether it be humans, beasts, planets, stars, galaxies, even the very universe we live in. One day, not now, not 10 years from now, not 100 years from now, not 1,000, not 1,000,000, not 1,000,000,000, or maybe a few billion. Even the very universe we live in will fall to the endless, unstopping, and uncaring passage of time. Such as nature. So listen, you don't got to worry about, oh no, I've reached this one goal. You kind of just have to keep pushing. You have to keep moving forward. Like, say hypothetically, right now, I were to reach all of my goals in life. I became a world famous content creator. I got every single deal I want. I have money falling out my pockets. I meet all the people I want to meet, get married, have kids. I'm still going to keep moving forward. I'm not going to stop because I've met everything. Because where's the fun in that? Where's the will to survive, the will to drive? I understand Rin's mentality on that side, but I still understand Nagi's. And that's interesting. It's rare that I relate to two characters who have completely diametrically opposite views on things. But I agree with Rin's philosophy. You do kind of have to just keep doing. You can't let yourself get stuck in a rut. Because it's very easy to do. It's very easy to become passive. To kind of just fail and just be like, or not even fail, or succeed and just be happy with success. The phrase resting on your laurels is a phrase for a reason. And ultimately, I do agree with Rin, where no matter where you are in life, no matter who you are in life, no matter what point you reach, you're never going to be complete. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to have achieved everything you could achieve. Keep moving forward because the time keeps moving forward. So I understand Rin's mentality there. And hopefully this awakens something in Nagi. His eyes get wide. And even though I will admit, Rin says it in a much more edgy way than I would. He is right. You just gotta, well, maybe not in the sending people to the underworld kind of thing, but in the idea of just keep moving forward. You got something to do. You'll find it. And let's see. Okay, so we cut away. So, still can't really find a weakness in that, though. Especially considering his ego won't perish if he just magically beats Isagi once. It's gonna be a stamina thing, and it's gonna be a numbers thing. Somehow, something's gonna overwhelm Rin. Like, obviously, he's very good in 1v1s. There's gonna be some sort of stacking technique that's gonna be used to defeat Rin. Because the Destroyer Ego works well in 1v1 scenarios, drawing out your opponent's skills and working against them, or a hypothetical evolve variation of it, where you take your opponent's skills and use them against them, such as his case with the trapping last chapter. But I'm assuming there's going to be some loophole to that. Nothing's going to be perfect, and ultimately Rin's solo playstyle will end up being his downfall, because he forgets that, while sure, it's important to be a sole, egotistical individual driving your own path towards the future, no man is an island. And thusly, he's going to end up regretting leaving all those behind him, because they won't be ready when they run into a team that's able to do all that Rin can and more. But let's see, we cut back over to BM and Ubers. Isagi, Kaiser, Isagi. I'm sorry. Borrow and Borrow. Wow. All right, Isagi dripping. Oh, but here's the thing, though. He didn't collapse. His conditioning is much, much better. Though, admittedly, you could argue the match is shorter or whatever, but I still have to say it's very, very impressive. Once again, he's had Metavision on. He's been on go for a hot minute now. 100% Metavision from round start, like 8 months ago. So the fact that he's still walking and talking and thinking and computating, that's very, very good for my boy. You know, so like he's getting buffs. I forget where I heard this. I think he has like a whole 20 days or something to prepare before the PXG game. So he could get that lefty shot improved. He could get some more synergy with Hiyori and Corona, upgrade the planetary hotline, maybe get Raichi in there, maybe get Yukimai on the same page. And ultimately, what I still believe will be the key to PXG is this fella right here. I won. Let's see who scores the most goals, little Yoichi. I think it's going to have to be a joint effort. Though, admittedly, the solo domination of PXG with just Rin at the helm maybe makes it so that it'll have to be solo effort, but I think it's going to have to be a team thing. I don't think Kaiser working against Isagi is going to work out against PXG in particular. But especially since Rin will have so much data on it. Because that's the big thing I keep mentioning when it comes to the world stage and stuff like that, and then going up against the U20 teams that they'll have data on them. Like, obviously, Isagi, I'm assuming that's going to be a big thing as they prep for U20. Each game before the U20, it's going to be Isagi, Hiyori, Rin, probably Karasu, and who are the other big brain people? Blue Lock in particular, Nico, maybe Aiku here or there. They're going to be doing a whole bunch of research. Maybe throw Rayo in there too, just for a fresh perspective. They're going to be doing a whole ton of research, studying team to team, being like, okay, this is their play styles, this is their best abilities, this is all that, so they don't get caught off guard. Especially considering we're going to have a bunch of Metavision users. I'm assuming Karasu, if he's playing at all, is going to have some Metavision. I'm assuming Rin, if he doesn't have it already, or he doesn't have a variation of it, like a Destroyer Vision or something like that, he's going to be evolving it. It's going to be very data specific. That's what makes Rin so powerful with its Destroyer Ego, and makes Isagi so powerful with Metavision. So research is going to be a big thing, but right now, all of this data on BM and how they play, Isagi can't necessarily pull out too much more other than better specs. Like, I'm not sure what other skills he can really comp right now to stack on. He was able to catch everybody off guard with a lefty shot, because that's literally a new shot he never had before. Like, oh, well, E.G. Willikers, fella, I didn't know you could kick with your left foot. But now that he's revealed that, that's going to be in the data set. Now that he's revealed, well, it's been known that he's a shadow style mover. It's been known that he's able to exploit blind spots within people. It's been known. Like, all of that data is there. Rin has that DLC. So Isagi's going to have to pull up some better stats. Bro better get a growth spurt or something, because he's going to be metadated, whether he wants to or not. But let's see. I won. Now that's true. Ooh, all the 3 major goals. I still have to say, though, I've thought about it. Enough time has passed, y'all. Enough time has passed. I know some people are still going to be giving it to Nagi. And, like, if I'm being real, I probably also have to give it to Nagi, just because he beat 2 of the best Metavision users, like arguably number 2 and number 3, in Kaiser and Isagi. And then, yeah, I'd say even by the time of Manshine, Isagi's like the third best or second best Metavision user at that point. So he beat both of them with a 5-stage fake volley, which is still very, very impressive. So, like, on a technical skill level, then again, you know what I'm building up to. I still think Kaiser's goal is the best in the series. Better than anything Shido's done, which may sound crazy, because I know Shido did a very similar thing. Better than anything Isagi's done. Better than anything Kaiser's done. Well, Kaiser, obviously. It's his goal. But literally better than anything else. Just because of how insane it is. Turning a tackle foul into a flip bicycle kick backward shot through a defender's legs. The best defender in Japan's leg. Dog. Within like a 0.2 second interval too. He had like 5 seconds at best to figure that all out, perfectly metadata it, and then shoot it. So I still think that's the best goal in the entire series. But if we're putting aside quality versus quantity, then obviously, yeah, Isagi literally won. Their bet of who scores the most goals, Isagi got that. And hey, you compete. Back when this was introduced, this feels so good about having like a continuous narrative set up throughout my own reviews. I called it. I knew this was going to happen. I may be Kaneshiro. You wanna know how blue this lock really is? Nah, but let's see. Yeah, bro's geeked. He's a little geeked right now. He's a little geeked. Let him cook real quick. He's a little bit geeked. This match, my bet with Kaiser. At this moment, I surpass. Whoa, wait a minute, Bucko. Now, I know y'all are gonna be like, wait a minute, aren't you Isagi Glazer 105? And I'm gonna correct you. I'm Isagi Glazer 106, but Isagi only beat Kaiser because super duper specific conditions were met. And you know what conditions I'm talking about. Lorenzo had Kaiser, like, 1 second. Now, unfortunately, I do not own a leash. But this belt right here, this is Lorenzo. My hand and arm, this is Kaiser. Literally on a leash. On the whole match on a leash, dog. The only time the leash slipped, that's when Kaiser got off. But every other time, Lorenzo had him locked down. You remove Lorenzo. I'm telling you, you keep everybody else. You can keep Aiku, you can keep Nico, you can keep Bar, you can keep all that. No matter what, if Lorenzo's not there, Kaiser wins the bet. I ain't gonna cap. Isagi's not better than Kaiser. I love Isagi. I think Isagi's fantastic. You can even make the argument that he could be a better playmaker and he has a higher game IQ. Maybe. But as a overall complete player, Isagi, you have not surpassed Kaiser. And I don't think he will. I know it sounds so crazy because a lot of people are like, Kaiser's going to get power crept. And he's low-key been getting power crept. The Kaiser impact was able to be blocked at all. It's a massive nerf to Kaiser. And I agree. But I don't think Kaiser's going to be surpassed to like late series. I still believe Kaiser's like an endgame antagonist. And I know that sounds crazy, but once again, jeez. Sorry, I have so many wires beneath my desk. When you have a capture card, a mic, multiple charging ports for multiple devices, and all that stuff, you're gonna get a lot of wires. But all that to say, I think Kaiser's an endgame antagonist. He's a new Gen 111. He's the striker of the new Gen 111. We've already met the midfielder. We met the defender. We have the striker. That is Kaiser. The man has the fastest shot in the world. No matter how power crept that shot gets, every single time we see it, doesn't matter. Kaiser right now is still, by general definitions, an ally to Isagi. They're on the same team, despite how much they fight over the fact that they're on the same team. And thusly, I think Kaiser will still be a threat when he's actually playing against Isagi. I don't think Isagi's surpassing him until like final arc tiers. So watch your tone, Isagi. Don't be talking about the Emperor like that unless you really bout it, bro. Unless you really bout it, don't talk about it. You know what I'm talking about? But let's see. With this match, my bet with Kaiser. At this moment, I surpassed. Yeah, okay. So he's even gassing himself up. I don't know. Once again, I mentioned this last chapter, and I mentioned it the chapter before with Isagi's like, give me your hand. Let me show you the path to darkness. But like, was really extending his hand and really wants the path to but he's extending it too far into himself. He's trying to believe that he's really like that. And don't get me wrong, he's definitely Himothy. I still think Isagi's not the best As a complete player, though, he is one of Blue Lock's best. I still say he's beneath Rin. And I say, as a striker, I know it's going to sound crazy, especially on the Isagi Glazer, 106, but I still think he's beneath Baro as a striker. Baro still just has, as Snuffy said himself, one of the best builds for a striker. I still think, overall, in terms of finishing, Shido's better, and I'm talking U20 Shido. We haven't seen Shido play in years? Maybe not years. Maybe years is dragging it. But, like, maybe it actually has been years. When did the U20 end? And so it's been a hot minute. It's been about 100 chapters since U20 ended. Defensively, I still gotta give more credit to people like Neek. Well, I don't know. Isagi's been kind of crazy defensively, so I think Isagi may be the best outside of, like, maybe Aiku, but even then, Aiku compared to Isagi in this match is kind of lacking in terms of just overall defensive stuff, especially when all the defensive stuff that Isagi's been getting in the new Aegis League. A little bit crazy, but then Gakamaru is still obviously better defensively. So Isagi overall, as a total complete player, I'd say he's top 5. Easily, maybe arguably top 3. You could even argue top 2. Just because of the IQ, the defensive abilities, the offensive playmaking, the defensive playmaking, the ability to score now with both feet, and the capacity of the skills being proven against very powerful teams. Like, once again, he played against, for all intents and purposes, a prime Manshine and won. He played against prime Bartra, the ability that's trash, and he got the assist after getting on the field for like 5 seconds. For this game, he got the 2 goals, and remember, he's the reason that Kaiser even got his goal. As Kaiser got mad over when Ness tried to glaze him for it, that wasn't really Kaiser's goal. He stole scraps off Isagi's plate, essentially. That was meant to be Isagi's goal. He just came out of nowhere and said, let me go with this up real quick, since Lorenzo finally decided to let me off the leash. Papa Lorenzo, he let me breathe a little bit. So overall, Isagi, he may be number 2, which sounds so weird to say, but, like, Baro isn't as complete as him. He's a better striker. Once again, I'll agree with that, but I wouldn't say he's as complete, whether it be as a playmaker, definitely not as a defender or anything like that. For Chigiri, once again, he seems more like a one-trick pony unless he can start mixing up that 44-degree zone. I can't give him that much credit over Isagi. But Chira, once again, very, very solid. He has a nice, good, solid tempo with him, but didn't he only get like 1 goal in like all of his games? Like, he's kind of booting me. Once you see it once, it's kind of the same issue that Chigiri has. Once you see it once, you kind of can work around it. That was what Ness critiqued him on. The same rhythm won't work twice. He still needs to build up more rhythms, more mix-ups. Same thing with Chigiri. Kunigami, I see, I smell, I sense, I foresee. Like Jimmy Neutron Brain Blast, I see Kunigami popping off soon, but at least Kunigami's current performances, don't get me wrong, I'm not mad at him taking every goal opportunity he can get. Gotta get on that boy somehow. But in terms of overall player, he's not really been doing too much offensively playmaking. He's been taking scraps. He's been pulling a bunch of Kaisers when it comes to stealing goals that really aren't his or getting opportunities. He's a cleanup kind of player, and that's not really the best in terms of an overall player, in my opinion. Who else we got left? Rayo. Rayo has potential to be one of Blue Lock's best, if not the best. But once again, that ego, it's like that. I'm not gonna wrap the belt around my arm again. But it is kind of like a chain that's low-key holding Broski back. I'm gonna be completely real with you. So I don't see Rayo really being up there, especially considering he has lesser metavision and his chameleon status kind of isn't working all too well, as we see with Nagi not being able to get a single goal with his ego gone. And obviously Nagi's not better right now because he literally lost to Isagi when he was weaker in the Manshine. So, like, other than Rin, who's been consistently dominating every single game he's in by himself, Isagi may be number 2. That sounds so crazy, but I don't think he's better than Kaiser. That may be the Emperor Glazer in me, though. Thinking on it, like, after going through that whole roster, that may be the Glaze Emperor in me. Oh, let me mention Yuki Maya for all 3 of the Yuki Maya fans out there. He's not better than Isagi, that's it. But let's see. Attention, please, both match 5 and match 6 of the new Aegis League have now finished. Ego. Are you stupid? Like, why would you run 2 matches at the same time? You're going to be splitting viewer bases. Why don't you just have the whole viewer base locked in on 1 match at a time? Bucko. Like, I get narratively why the 2 matches didn't happen at the same time. But, like, Bucko. Why are you doing that? That's like, like, imagine if on Disney Plus they aired, I don't know, what is happening on Disney Plus? I don't know. I've kind of been tapped out on the episode. Well, no. I remember. Imagine if they aired Ahsoka, but then again, that's kind of different because it's like streaming, like, pre-recorded shows. I can't think of a decent example. essentially don't air stuff at the same time. And I know people are going to be like, Pencil, don't you upload like 2-hour-long videos with like an hour in between each other? Yes, but at least I stagger them. I don't release 2-hour-long videos at the same time. Come on now, Ego. Think of the potential bread you're losing, bucko. You could double that bread if you spread the gains out a little bit more. Come on now. Think a little smarter. Think a little harder. But let's see. Well, Ego probably doesn't care.
With that, in addition to broadcasting the results to everyone simultaneously. Oh, we now move on to the auction already?
They didn't even, the game's just finished and people already sending in them numbers? That's crazy. Must have, you know, the club owners must have been hovering over the keyboards like, that's wild. Let's see. Here it comes. Oh. I'm going to assume that's supposed to be that and not what I think Yukimai was actually going to say. Currently, 29 players have received bids from various clubs. Without further ado, the players ranked 24th to 29th are... Oh, okay, so we're getting right into it. Tokimatsu's on the field, Nanase's on the field. Okay. Shouts to my boys, mainly Nanase. Tokimitsu. I don't know. I always had high hopes for Tokimitsu, but he hasn't really been doing much. Like, he didn't even star in U20, which is kind of embarrassing. For what? Second or third best striker by the time of second selection? Pretty embarrassing, broski. Let's see.
Darn.
Y'all are trash. Nanase, why you only got 3 milli, bro? I say that like that's not more money than I may ever see in my entire life. Hold on, let me see. That's 3 million yen in USD. 3,000,000 yen to USD. Ooh, is that really? Nah, that can't be it, right? Only 19,000. Is this per year? They want to pay him $19,000 per year. I mean, I guess that's not bad. But what's the rate of them getting paid per? Like, how much is Kaiser's 300 million? The hundo miliano. Let's see. Yeah, 1 million. So like, Nanase, bro, you kind of trash. But okay, at least the Wanima brothers still doing good. I don't like their character designs, but I do like their story. I know the other brother is like, sorry. I know the other brother is creeping in the background right now. Shout out to him. Fukaku. Oh, that's the goalie. Well, yeah, it makes sense why he wouldn't do all too well. He kind of did awful defensively. Hiragi, I don't remember who that is. Neo, that's the defensive guy from the U20. Okay, solid enough. He got 6 milli. Zantetsu, only 8 milli for Zantetsu. And it's not too bad, but now that I have the reference, that's like a little over 45K, I do believe. I mean, not bad, but like, dog. Ain't you the second fastest in Blue Lock? And you really letting Rin backpack you like this? Come on now, Zantetsu. Oh, I made it! Yeah, but you... Then I'll say, I don't know how little you did that you got... Well, I guess you must have done like literally nothing. That's crazy. Wanima? Oh, he doesn't even have a word to say. 8 million. So low. I actually do. I low-key do agree with Zantetsu. Especially considering how much they're all sweating. Like, they did all that work and got basically nothing. That's wild. Oh, he played for PXG. I didn't realize that. Now, the top 23.
Now,
Sorry, I don't know why. I want to give the announcer this, like...
super high, measly voice. Now, the top 23. Remember, the top 23 players will be selected to represent...
Oh, that's right.
We selected to represent Japan in the U20 World Cup.
I forgot about that fact. All right. Tokimitsu? Ah, okay. Okay, at least Tokimitsu's out there. I hope he gets to cook. I hope he gets to cook a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a teeny tiny bit. Please let bro cook. Ah, I'm in. 23 for 10 milli. 10 milli US, not USD. 10 million yen. So, 19... I think that's like 65K. I mean, not bad. You know, a little bit of burr right there. I say that like that's not literally good money. Let's see. Hayate, no idea who that is. Donai, that's the guy with all the tattoos, right? So okay, he got some money up. Raichi, shouts him up, boy. He did one play. But I guess when you're going up against the best player in the world, one play is still one play. You gotta give him credit. Oh yeah, 18 mil, baby, and that's already nice cash right there. Once again, 3 mil is 19K, so 18K. Mathematics power, fuel me. 6 times that, 6 times 20. Let's just say it's 20K. Oh, okay, right? He gets your money up, not your funny up. 120K. Okay, for one play too. Okay, right? Okay, get your money up there. Get your bread up there. He already smooth, buttery 20 mil. Nice solid little bread right there. Nice solid little bread, a little bit over 120K. Sendo got 20 mil though. I can't even get mad though, cause he low-key was kind of cooking in this match. I wish I could get angry. I really wish I could get angry at Sendo, but I can't. Bro was low-key cooking. He was low-key hopping in the kitchen real quick. I can't even lie. Bro was actually kind of doing what it do in this match. So I can't even knock his hustle. Otoya? Still? He's still valid? Is that his same? I feel like his value hasn't increased much though, if at all. Let's see. Karasu, only at 24 mil? He still has the same value. And Shido still has the same value. So yeah, they just must have not played. That's why. Why are you not playing Karasu? I get not playing Shido because, you know, Rin. But like, not Karasu? Rin doesn't want any support. Like, Karasu was the, like, beating heart of the U20 team. Bro was a solid, not, like, was he defensive midfielder or offensive midfielder? I think he was a defensive midfielder. But still, bro was really, really good at facilitating. I'm shocked that he's not getting any more value. But, hey, at least he's still viable. I hope he, especially with how much Hiyori setup we've gotten in this match, I really hope we get to see Karasu versus Hiyori, please. Please, for me. Nico getting 30 milli. Shout outs to my boy. Obviously, he's got those assists up in there for Baro. He's probably been assisting Baro since the previous match, and he's gotten the Metavision buff. He got some good defensive plays. Shout outs to my boy Gagamaru, Gotomaru with 32 milli. Honestly, I guess, yeah, because he really had the one major super save in this, and then he kind of got scored on twice. So I understand why Gagamaru's value isn't shooting up too high. My boy Corona, my son. Oh, my son. They gave my son. Ah, my son. Oh, my boy, my child. My beloved baby boy. My beloved baby boy. My son. Extra worthiness just for my son getting such good value. Yes, sir. Yes, yo. I love my shark boy and lava girl kid getting good. Yes. Shouts to my boy. Shouts to my son. I love my boy. Getting that smooth 34 milli. He number 12 too. That's my son. That's my boy. And all he's been doing is assisting. He got that one assist, sat out the rest of the game, and he still got that 34 milli. That's my boy. I do think Gagamaru should be a bit higher than him, though. I'll give credit to Gagamaru. He should be higher than Corona. But hey, obviously, defensive players aren't going to be valued as highly as offensive players. Let's see. Oh, mini up. Up 1 million, yep. 20 mil flat for Hiyori. 20 mil, huh? Guess that's good for now. Yeah, honestly, for appearing fresh on the field and failing to score, and then immediately supporting Usagi for just the what, like 20 minutes? 10 minutes? Like that's very, very good for Hiyori. Fresh off the bench and at 18th place. Very, very good.
Now, unveiling the players who currently ranked in the top 11.
Are you at the bottom but above Nico? I kind of like that. I feel like Nico did more in this game. What did Ryu really cook in this game? Was Ryu really in the kitchen? Maybe he was the striker in the first match and did something. I don't think Ryu should be valued higher than Nico. Am I reading that right? Yeah, Nico's only at 30 mil and Ryu's at 35. I'm not sure if I'm really rocking with that. Like, what plays did Ryu really have in this game? I guess Nico's younger, though, and obviously he doesn't have the same kind of build, so I guess clubs would see less potential in him. But then again, he's already doing as much as he did. Well, 15. Maybe you do want to put a little bit more stock in Nico, dog. What? I don't know. Are you being that high? I mean, I guess it makes sense with his previous reputation, but they want to know about his previous reputation. But then again, I guess he was doing some crazy stuff in this game. I just think of Nico more because he got Metavision. Yuki Maya at 36 mil. I think he's literally the exact same. Did he go up in value at all? But then again, he didn't do much this game. He didn't even get the assist or anything. So yeah, Yuki Maya not changing too much. Makes sense. So he's still in top 9. Reo, unchanged. Or at least chilling right next to Yuki Maya. That's unfortunate, but presumably since Shigiri's the only one who got a goal in the Manshine game, it makes sense. Because obviously Reo wasn't supporting Shigiri. Reo was supporting Nagi, and Nagi kind of fell off. Aiku with 38 milli? 38 milli? What was Aiku really cooking, though? He did go. Wait a minute. He did go head to head with Noel Noah. That's got to be impressive for anybody. Yeah, and plus he was relatively well known before the actual Neo Ego League. So I guess his value definitely makes sense. Nagi at 43. Isn't that a drop? Wasn't he higher? What the? Down 45 million. God. Okay, good. Good though. That's good. That's good. I knew when that chapter came out and everyone was getting on me for talking about it. I knew that value was way too overinflated. For one goal, wasn't he at like, if he's down 45, he was at 98 million? Like, dog. Well, not even, like 80, come on, pencil, you can do the mathematics. 88 mil? Come on now. I think we all knew that was a bit too high for one cool goal. Even though it was a relatively cool goal, that was way too much. So him being down 45 mil makes sense. At least he's still viable, though. He's not dropped out of the top 23, meaning he can still play. He still has a chance to come back. Still has a chance to cook. Ooh, Rayo went down 4 mil, though. That's crazy. Huh? Why is our value lower than last time? He literally sucked. Well, presumably, I don't know. We didn't see all the Man-China game. But Rayo, you didn't score. You didn't get a single assist. Bucko, you did not, like at least presumably, if you guys steamrolled, dog, of course your value's gonna go down. People aren't gonna want to invest in that. Stock market ain't gonna go higher if you ain't doing nothing as a company, broski. Rayo, stay humble before you get rumbled, broski. Of course you gonna go down. Well, can't be helped. We were trying to, look, even Nagi knows. Okay, Rayo, come on now, broski. Open your eyes to reality. Come on now, bro. Come on now. How you gonna let Nagi come out and start spitting factuals, actual real factuals on you like that, bro? Me personally, I wouldn't let my treasure come speak out on me like that. But that's just me though, Rayo. Maybe you're a little bit different. But let's see. We need goals to increase our value. Switch gears, Nagi. We're gonna go wild in the next game. Yeah. They're not Code Red. Yo, I swear. Who have they not played? They played Ubers. Did they? Did they play Ubers? I don't remember if they played Ubers. I think they played Ubers. I think they lost the Ubers. Am I thinking that right? I forget who they haven't played. Have they played Barca? I swear, if they lose to Barca, if they lose to Barca, bro. If Man-China loses to Barca, bro, I'm gonna hurl. I'm gonna hurl. I love Bachira, don't get me wrong. I love Bachira. I'll tell you that's alright. But if they lose to Barca, bro, I'm gonna hurl. You're gonna see me projectile everywhere. I swear. Please don't lose to Barca. Because you can see Nagi's not engaged. He doesn't care. He admits that they played like trash, but bro is. Do you see any fire in those eyes? I see fire in Rayo's eyes, not in Nagi's eyes. It's gonna be rough for them. Oh, Chigiri, please backpack. Chigiri, please get a hat trick. Chigiri, I'm begging you, get a hat trick, bro. Let's see. Okay, Kunigami with 50 mil. Okay. Up 3 mil? Okay, shout out to my boy. He did have that defensive play. He really didn't do much this game, so it makes sense why he doesn't shift all too much, but he didn't go down too much because he wasn't embarrassing. And his team won. That's a big boost. Chigiri, up 20 mil off of that one goal? Shout out to my boy. Yo, it feels so good to be a Chigiri stan, bro. Shout out to the Red Panther Princess, bro. Sounds so wrong, all of that. But shout out to my boy. Chigiri fans, where y'all at? Scream loudly. I saw somebody on the comments. Come on, Kunigami, stop tagging along with me. That's sweet, though. That's sweet. Though, admittedly, I'm glad Chigiri caught up. I'd say they're about, honestly, because Chigiri has his own goal formula, though, that he can kind of execute solo. Meanwhile, Kunigami always needs some sort of setup. He's never been able to score on his own. I would low-key give Chigiri a better value than Kunigami. I may have to make that video real quick. Kunigami versus Chigiri, and why I think Chigiri may be just a little bit better. I may have to do that for bro. Ooh, but Shira, 66 mil. Is that the same or higher than before? I forget what his old ranking was, but bro's surviving. He's surviving.
Now, the player is currently ranked in the top 3.
Third place. Who's it going to be? Baro? Isagi? But Baro got 2. But then again, Isagi got 2 goals. But then again, Isagi was so far behind. He was at, what, 50 mil? He was at where Chigiri and Kunigami were last game, I'm pretty sure. So he would have... The chapter called triple. The chapter's called triple. Isagi's going to be number 3, and he's going to have like 150 mil. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Let's see. Yo! No way! Baro, how you feeling, broski? Baro! Borrow! I know you mad. I know you're mad. I know you're mad. I can hear it, bro. I know, bro. Borrow. How you feeling, brother? How you feeling, brother? Huh? How you feel, broski? How you feel, dog? Borrow. How you feel being number 3? Dog. Me personally, I would not let that slide, bucko. How you number 3? Bro got 5 goals, a whole hat trick. And you losing to a man with what? 3 assists and 2 goals? Okay, the math really ain't mathing on that one. How is Borrow number 3? But still, what? We got Borrow at 3 at 3? Dog. Bro, that's a big rip, broski. Bro, what? That water tasted immaculate. But dog, Borrow at 3? Up 33 million, though. Oh, no, 130 million. Up 30 mil. I will admit, though, I guess he was getting stopped a lot this game. But as a guy who's been, and I'd say I've been pretty honest about how I feel about Borrow, that is actually low-key undervaluing him. I would expect him to be at like 150 mil. Like, I get the hat trick's more impressive than scoring 2. But then again, I guess it's kind of like he can only do it with the support of his entire team. But so did he. Well, then again, he was still kind of fighting against the world. So that's crazy. That's a little bit rough. That's a little bit rough. Honestly, I would have given Borrow more, even for 2 goals. But then again, he low key kind of get carried by Snuffy and Lorenzo. So I can see both sides to it. I may make my own ranking video on like how I would do all the Blue Lock players right now, post their respective games. But okay, darn, Borrow, that's rough. I was clowning on Broski, but now I actually low key feel kind of a bit bad for him. Hold on. Let me. We were anti-Borrow for a second, but let me calm down and become a Borrow defender real quick. I'm sorry, Borrow. That shouldn't have happened to you, dog. Especially for 2 whole extra goals. Revolutionize your entire team. You get Snuffy to play for more seasons. You do all that, and just because you lost the game, because you just ain't that guy, unfortunately, my boy, you get so undervalued, dog. That's kind of rough, bro. It's kind of rough. Because legally speaking, he should be more impressive. Because like what? He has 5 goals. Isagi has the assist in the first game against Barca, assist for Kunigami, assist for Kaiser in this game, then the 2 goals. No, who were the 3 goals of Manshine? It was Yuki Maya, which is okay, so I guess legally speaking, if you value assists and goals the same, then Isagi has more tangible value. And once again, I guess you go back to the whole complete player argument. Sure, Borrow is a clearly better striker, but you can see as he failed repeatedly in this game and couldn't win against someone who had a higher game IQ and could actually score at the same time. Yeah, it makes sense that he'd be lesser than Isagi. Though admittedly, I would put his value a bit up higher. I would. And then it sounds so weird coming out of my mouth. I don't even like how that sounds coming from me, but I think I would. Am I going soft on Borrow? Well, let's see. Duh. Okay, Borrow, you gotta speak English, broski. More words. In second place, tripling. Yeah, because of chapter's culture. Okay, I can go with that. Tripling his previous value of 50 million yen. Isagi Yachi, a current value of 150 million. Yeah, you just hold on. I gotta do it to him. I gotta draw it on him. Shoutouts to my boy. He's the ultimate weapon. BM, broski. Shoutouts to my boy. Shoutouts to my boy. Okay, let me put this back before I accidentally end up dropping it. Let me see. It's time to go back in time. For it, Isagi, you have won the game. I don't wanna talk for a minute. Isagi, your plays have been insane. But tripling the value off of 2 goals and assists. Shouts to my boy. Can't knock the hustle. And he's still being offered by BM in particular. Shouts to my boy. Shaw, 150 milli. That's half of Kaiser's value of the 300 milli. Let me double check. How many bands? Is this man breaking in? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many bands? Bro is raking in almost $100 million contract with that 150 million. And you know his value is only going to shoot up after the final game too. Isagi making bands. Shouts to my boy. Shaw, 150 million. And the current number 1, the superstar who just scored a hat trick in the last match, the genius. I keep switching back between the voices.
And the current number 1, the superstar who just scored a hat trick in the last match, the genius, Hitoshi Sei's younger brother.
Wow, they really threw that in there. Yeah, the younger brother of the genius, not his own individual genius. No, just the younger brother of one.
Hitoshi Rin, 180 million yen.
That is the massive leap. That is an insane leap. What? Bro decided to just leap into the stratosphere. For what reason? Rin, calm down. This is a weird drawing of him though. But darn, 180 mil. But that's a much closer gap. I don't know, only 30 mil apart, Ren. You better watch your back, broski, because the adaptability demon, he's on his way. But let's say 180 million yen, 180 billion bands. You're always one step ahead of me, surpassing me, always standing in my way. Rin. Yep, indeed. So, once again, I think the final step of Isagi's journey is, at least at this point, defeating Rin properly this time. Before, in the U20, Isagi beat Rin, once again, due to external circumstances, and obviously he's going to beat Rin this time due to external circumstances. But I think this time it will be more of his own ability. It won't just be luck, it won't just be perfect positioning, it won't just be reading the field over the course of the entire game. It'll be all that and more to allow Isagi to prove himself as Blue Lock's hero, Blue Lock's number 1, the man who deserves to be chased by even the strongest, and the person who desires to become the best player in the world, Isagi Yoichi. Let's see. This just in, what? Michael Kaiser has also received a new offer. The Spanish giants, La Real, have offered Michael Kaiser a bid of 320 million. Bro's got bands on bands by bands around bitch. That was my important king, broski. After being on lockdown the whole match too by another full-grown man, that's crazy. Obviously he had that super goal though. Shoutouts to my boy though. Shoutouts to my boy. And wait a minute, isn't that where Sei plays? Are we gonna get that would be the final test though, wouldn't it? If in the U20 it was Kaiser and Sei, the two rivals of Isagi and Rin respectively. If it was Kaiser and Sei, and as the final, Yo, kind of sure may just be cooking right now. What? Kaiser and Sei versus Isagi and Ren? I can smell it already. It's cooking. L'Oreal? Whoa, seriously? The same club? Yep, the same club Hitoshi Sei is in. Yo, that's gonna be so fire, yo. And wait, that's Kaiser's goal, man. He's not being offered by BM anymore. He got a better offer by another club where he would be the lead striker, not well known. Okay. The strongest club in the world is prepared to steal Kaiser away from BM? Uh-oh. I sounded like Ness. Code Red. Code Red pencil sounded like Ness. Kaiser! You did it! Now you're one step closer to becoming the best striker in the world. It was worth playing the Neo Egotist League. Kaiser will become L'Oreal's ace! Shut up, Ness. You idiot. Poor Ness, bro. I get Ness is a terrible human being, don't get me wrong, but I feel bad for Broski. Dog, he's trying to support you. Be happy, just a little bit, bro. Though, honestly, I know he's still mad because it came from Isagi. It came from Isagi. And he just lost to Isagi in the bet of scoring more goals. So he's doubly mad, right? Like, the only goal he got was the scraps from Isagi, and he lost to Isagi in a bet he made himself with Isagi. I know bro's nettled. We gonna get another Super Saiyan panel? Huh? I don't care about the 320 million. That's crazy. I care about the 320 million. Kaiser, if you don't want it, give it to me. Give it to me. Raise your hands if you would like the 320 million. I raise both my hands because I really want that 320 million. Dog. Kaiser, just give it to me, bro. I don't care about La Real. That's also crazy. The strongest club in the world, bro, is that nettled. Yo, sweating this much over a 17-year-old is crazy. Kaiser, calm it down. Right now, I'm trash. A player who's inferior to Isagi. Now, once again, I get why Kaiser's ignoring context because like he probably just sees it as an excuse, right? Like, oh well, he could write it off as like, oh, well, you know, I was on lockdown the entire game by Lorenzo, who knows how I play and was very specifically set up on me, and I was being watched more, and I was considered the ace of BM at the time. Thusly, obviously, there's reasons, there's context to why Isagi managed to beat me, and I shouldn't get too mad. He doesn't care about any of that. It don't matter. None of that matter. Not at all. Not to him. Because he just knows as an actual factual, no, I should have won. I really should have won. The fact that I didn't win is embarrassing, and it's true. I can understand that mentality where it's like, yo, even though there is an excuse, it's kind of like losing to a younger cousin or a younger sibling. Like, sure, they're older now, they're getting better, they played the game more than I do. Oh yeah, there's reason. No, there's no excuse to be losing. So I understand why Kaiser's so nettled. Though saying he doesn't care about the 320 mil and the goal that he achieved, yeah, bro's a little bit too locked in on Isagi. You're looking a little bit like Nagi right now, oh great emperor. But let's see. There's no way on the underworld I'm gonna let it end like this. I will destroy Isagi. The two men locked on the man who only looks forward. Interesting though, look at the different reactions of those who want to destroy Isagi. Pure vitriolic rage versus an eerie calmness. A rage that destroys everything like a violent hurricane versus the calming sea of rage that consumes all. Interesting. To the world, I'm only worth half as much as Kaiser. Even less, to be honest. I couldn't even surpass Rin. To them, I'm only second, which you couldn't. Like, I mean, Rin got a hat trick, you didn't. He's like, I hate to say it, broski, but you just ain't that guy yet. But let's see. The max against PXG is my last match. My last chance to surpass those two. I don't want him to surpass Kaiser. I still want him to be inferior to Kaiser by the end of the league. I don't think it would make sense for him to surpass Kaiser. But let's say, I'm done playing second fiddle to you monsters. Uh-oh, everyone's locked in. You see the flames of ego burning on all of them. How much time I got left? I got 3%. Let's keep pushing it. What I want is the throne, to become the best player in the world. Alright. Despite increasing their value, the top three remain unsatisfied, as the three rivals vow to destroy each other. The stage is set for the epic showdown between the two unbeaten teams, PXG versus BM, France versus Germany, to be continued in chapter 221, Takuan and Nato. Now, you couldn't tell by how long this live reaction is, how much discussion I had in it, how hype I was and everything. Ooh, that sounded so buttery. Yes, this chapter is in fact worthy. Obviously, if you couldn't tell but through the entire review, the character work in the chapter, fantastic. Whether it be Nagi's conscientious realization of his lack of motivation and asking someone with clear motivation and clear determination to grow stronger, to Rin's honest yet true answer of you just got to keep pushing forward. It'd be like that when it be like that. Find a new goal and live your own dream. To both of their mentalities, somewhat aligning with mine in completely different ways and completely different fields. To Isagi experiencing that exhilaration, yet still simultaneously feeling a little bit too much of that sauce from the success of this match and how that may backfire on him. To the revelation of all the different bounties. I'm reading One Piece or something. All the different values in the auction ranking, fantastic. The revelation of the weakness that Rin's lack of willingness to work with his own team may actually end up being his downfall. In a similar vein to how it was with Shido is fantastic. To all the different values and Nagi and Ryo losing value, allowing them to lock in a little bit more. At least Ryo, but likely not Nagi. My boy Chigiri getting the rep he deserves, and my boy Kunigami realizing that he still needs to step up his game, even with a little bit of a boost. I like that. Bachira getting a light mention and Baro being in third place feels kind of rough for him, but still, it's going to be motivation for him to get better. And the revelation that these three rivals still want to destroy each other no matter what success they face so far. I'm very, very excited to see what will very likely be the best game of the entire series, PXG versus BM. However, thank you guys so much for watching, and that is what I think. So if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please leave the Destroyer, the Emperor, and the Demon in the comment section down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that little notification bell so you do not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below. You support for as low as $1 a month, get these links, exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks will include the live reactions to any chapters that I do that are not. Sorry. Now, I want to thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Dag with the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members, Connor Plays and Redwolf4765. I'd like to give a thank you to our $5 patrons, Winter, Victor, Sean, Midnight Gemlord, Kevin, and Demix LND. I'd like to give another thank you to our $7 member, Autumn's Morning Lazo. I'd like to give another scrumdiddlyumptious thank you to our $10 patrons, Robbie Uchiha, Joaquin, and Ida Mokami. I'd like to give another thank you to our $25 member, Alex Ice Rose. I'd like to give one final thank you to our $25 patrons, Igneal and Calvin Elder.